TattooWall is the new digital frontier, which creates long-lasting frescoes by transferring digital images onto walls using a special acrylic substrate. After creating the image on the computer and preparing the print file, the next step is mirror image printing. The print takes some time to dry, depending on the type of inks and printer used. The locator marks on the print proofs also have to be included on the printed strips. After printing the image in 2 or more strips, its actual overlap and the precision of the joints in the image have to be checked along the entire length, adding more locator marks on the underside. The next step is to join up the locator marks by drawing a line right along the strip. Once the strips have been numbered, the center and overlap line are marked and a sponge roller is used to apply an even coat of white P1 over the images. The P1 increases the printed material's elasticity, helping it to deal with rough wall surfaces, and also provides protection for applications on colored or grey concrete walls, since the color underneath must not be allowed to interfere with the colors in the image for transfer. The dimensions of the wall or surface for decoration are checked, and the center marks and width of the first strip are marked on it. The floor is protected with paper or plastic sheeting, and the perimeter of the application area is marked out with masking tape, after which P2 is applied inside with a brush or roller. Remember that this product must not be diluted. P2 must be applied in an even coat. Check this by looking at the treated surface against the light. Up to this point, the preparation method is the same for both joint systems. In fact, there are 2 joints options: the traditional type with the 2 strips laid flush against each other with no overlap, and the TattooWall method, which leaves a tiny overlap of about ½ mm at the end of the process. This method is used on very uneven surfaces. If properly applied, no retouching is needed. The printed material must have been coated with white P1, or a solid white top coat must have been applied in the printing process. Now, let's take a closer look at the TattooWall joint. The process starts with application of the first strip, remembering to mark the center point of the wall. The TattooWall paper is now stripped off. Now, a strip of adhesive tape is applied beside the joint side, about ½ mm from the edge, right along the length of the strip. The center has to be marked on the masking tape too. Take the next strip and make 2 cuts on the overlapping edge up to the line of the joint. Then fold the paper back between the 2 cuts, exactly along the line. We call these inserts. At least 3 will be required. 1 in the middle, 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. The strip is now applied, aligning the center mark and the joint line with the line of printing not covered by the tape on the previous strip. The inserts make it possible to check that the alignment is correct right along the strip. The strip is now pressed against the wall with the hands, a squeegee or soft rubber rollers. The surplus tattoo wallpaper along the sides is cut off ready for complete removal. The decoration is now pressed down gently with a squeegee along the joint. Finally, a sharp cutter is used to trim along the edge of the masking tape applied earlier, taking care to keep within the ½ mm left free. As the joint is cut, the masking tape can be removed to check that the joint is precise. The installation procedure is now complete. The decorative covering is now pressed down with brushes. The hardness used depends on the roughness of the surface. If any retouching is needed, acrylic paints can be used. Tattoo wall decorations can be finished with P3, clear dual compound quartz paint. This finish is recommended indoors to provide a perfectly matte texture surface. Outdoors, tattoo wall decorations should be protected with UV and water-resist clear paint, matte or gloss as preferred.